Welcome to Industrializing the Commonwealth. Transportation is a big issue getting around the world of the Commonwealth. If you're the Brotherhood of Steel, you have vertibirds, but if you're a civilian, you're usually walking. This is not very productive if you're trying to transport goods, if you're trying to get quickly from one place to another, and so one of the priorities in industrializing the Commonwealth was improving transportation. So today we are at Sunshine Tidings, and we're going to be touring the Auto Factory. This was founded under the name of Commonwealth Motor Works and was built on the co-op after we cleared it out. Produced here right now are the red pickup trucks you see carrying so much around, and we've also been making motorcycles and have tooled up occasionally to make tractors to help with farming. This is some of the recent stock that's come off, and they're pretty uniform, they're pretty useful, they're pretty good for navigating when you have bad roads, and they're very good for carrying things. So, if you're a Commonwealth resident and you want to buy one of these, you can come here to our sales office. Just a basic setup, but we try to make it pretty inviting. Now, we have a bunch of phones here. These are within the settlements. We link the sales office, we link the manager's office, and the factory. These are purely internal. We have radios for longer distance communication. Got a few magazines here for people waiting, and we have a couple offices set up just to go over, details, payment, what people are looking for. Pretty simple setup. Now let's go take a tour of how we actually put these things together. So we have several workers here. We have several robot workers here we've built as well. Those are pretty useful. Over here we have raw materials. So this shed just holds incoming shipments from the recycling plant, steel, metals, materials. We have an industrial forklift. We have cranes set up, and we take in some scrap vehicles as well. We can salvage some of that and turn that into new vehicles. And this is the factory itself. So this is set up as an assembly line. The raw materials, the frames we build, come in one side. They get worked on, progressively built up. We add in the parts we need. And at the very end comes essentially a finished product. We have some very large machines over on the wall that help with assembly, and the components get assembled over to the left. Have smaller conveyor belts over here with fabricators, machining parts, and people work on these, put together the components, everything is assembled and turned into the finished product. Over here we have some more raw materials, so finish up with tires. Obviously every truck has to have a chair inside, so we have some of those ready for installation. And over here is more components, again more fabricators, and everything is wired up. The foreman has his little area up here. Again, we have the phones wired up, there's computer set up, and can download the specs for any new vehicles, anything they're working on, wired up to the fabricators. Once the trucks or whatever we're building come off the line, they roll off and they go to the paint shop. We got a great deal on red paint, so everything we've been making recently is going to be red. Got some guys painting in here. Gotta love these activity pads. And here's all the red paints. It looks like they're working on it. Final step here is finishing. So top off the fluids, we have coolant, oils, do your final quality checks, make sure everything is set up as it should be, and this is your finished product. Now, obviously, a factory of this size, a lot of machines, needs a great deal of power, so we built and installed a large nuclear reactor. This is the Vault-Tec model. This was an early model, so they still have some concerns about radioactive material. We built a pretty closed space. Radiation suits, we have some stuff coming off nuclear waste. And this is where it's all held. It's controlled up here. We have a few computer systems, just running everything. And that's the factory. Close these doors real quick. And then the factory has to be run by workers. That was one of the auto workers, robot workers again. We do have a bunch of human workers as well, and when they have some break time, want to get some lunch, we have a little area for that as well. So on the other side of this building, we just set up a little kitchen. We have a vending machine, coffee machines. Someone knocked down the pot. Good job. Radio there, and looks like we have someone stuck in the wall back there. This is the manager's office. So again, computer, got the phone system set up, a few books, files, references, sales records. Yep. Ignore that door. And again, we have people working here, so set up some bathrooms, a little place to clean up. Not a very complicated setup, but it works. And it looks like one of our employees has set up a little break station of his own. Might have to talk to someone about that. Now, I used Scrap That Settlement to get rid of all of the little houses around here. It's a great mod, except it isn't foolproof. I could delete this entire house, but I couldn't get rid of this floating door. It still opens and closes. But that is the factory. It's, as I said, it's a pretty important part of industrializing the Commonwealth. People build things, want to trade things, moving them around is much more efficient using a pickup truck than a Brahmin. Thanks for watching.